Another day, another Disney scandal. It now appears Disney is in full-on crisis mode. Executives have convened to see what can be salvaged from the woke Snow White remake disaster. But is it all Rachel Zegler's fault? Join me, dear viewer, as I have more fun with Disney's imminent demise. Since the Writers and Actors Guild strikes, there's been a dearth of news coming out of Hollywood. But since the mainstream media can't help itself, they've dug up old interviews with Rachel Zegler that have emerged to be, shall we say, problematic. In them, Zegler is shown to be actively shitting on her own movie, saying things like the original Snow White fell for a stalker. Then in other videos, she's seen praising the original movie and how much she loves Disney princesses. Well, which is it, Rachel? You can't have it both ways. I mean, seriously, who handles this chick's media presence? But it's not all Rachel Zegler's fault. A lot of the blame lies with management's inability to ignore the woke mafia's ever-changing list of demands. Disney's original plan was to have real dwarves, but then Peter Dinklage had to open his mouth and ruin it for all midget actors. It's hard enough becoming an actor as it is. I can't even imagine how hard it must be as a person with dwarfism. I'm not sure what Dinklage was trying to accomplish here. This all led to the now infamous on-set picture of Snow White's new band of politically correct companions, which set the internet on fire. Just when you thought things couldn't get any worse for Disney, we get news that crisis meetings have convened at Disney. Branding experts in these meetings sounded the alarm that all the Rachel Zegler backlash and controversy could ruin Disney's big-budget Snow White remake. I think the ship has already sailed on that one. If anyone is going to see this movie, it's going to be people who want to see how bad it is. It's really a textbook lesson on how to tank a business as large as Disney. I mean, what were these people thinking? I guess this is what happens when you let a 22-year-old dumbass handle her own PR. Part of a public relations professional's job is to maintain consistency and stay on message while preserving the client's integrity. But Rachel Zegler couldn't keep her mouth shut and wasn't intelligent enough to be consistent. Then she had to add fuel to the fire with her comments about fair pay during the Writers and Actors Guild strikes.
If I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
Yeah, you can imagine how well her comments went over in her industry when most people don't even break a salary of 50 grand a year. She's complaining about standing around in a dress when she's already a millionaire. What world is Rachel Zegler living in? She's so embedded in her own rich bubble that she fails to see the forest for the trees. There are countless people involved in TV and film production. The actors and actresses are just a small portion of all the people working on any particular production. But she's so deeply embedded in her own tiny bubble that she's completely oblivious to how her comments affect people. Is Disney as a company actively stirring up controversy in order to generate buzz for an already garbage movie? I'm not sure they're capable of that kind of four-dimensional chess. This is a clear-cut case of a company not having had trained its employee in how they have to conduct themselves. Adding insult to injury, Rachel Zegler isn't the brightest crayon in the box and doesn't have enough common sense to shut up. So what's Disney doing about all this? Apparently they've now been caught issuing a fake apology on behalf of Rachel Zegler. It's like they're digging themselves further and further into a hole they may not be able to get out of. And the losses are mounting. How much more money can Disney afford to lose before they go bankrupt? They've already had to fire thousands of employees to reduce costs. Here's an idea. Why don't you stop making garbage movies as a cost reduction method? As is their MO with previous backlash for their bad movies, Disney will undoubtedly resort to calling their fans racists and bigots because they don't like the product they're putting out. How long will fans stick around for after being insulted so many times? Honestly, it's really bad business practice. The purpose of a company is to produce something that its customers will buy. I'm not sure how insulting your customer will help drive demand for your product. I guess I missed that lesson in business school. My prediction is that Disney's financial situation will get so bad, they'll be forced to sell off parts of their company just to stay afloat, which is a shame because they've got a wide set of diverse and innovative products. But instead of capitalizing on the vast universe of intellectual property they own, they're actively choosing to destroy it in order to appease wokester terrorists. There are already rumors that Apple wants to throw their hat in the ring for purchasing not only pieces of Disney, but the entire company itself. Maybe Apple is just waiting for Disney to implode further, so they have to spend less money to get them. Apple is smart. I'd say smarter than most other companies, and they're patient enough to wait for the right time to strike. I mean, look at what they've done with the MLS. Signing Lionel Messi was a stroke of genius, and one that will be capitalizing on to grow their streaming service, Apple TV+. Will the woke Snow White disaster never end? I sure hope not. It's making a lot of waves and giving YouTubers like me lots of views. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you think Disney will end up scrapping this movie and deprive us all of the depravity that is woke Disney? Please do let me know down below in the comments. And as always, hit the like button and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.